corner and actually hurt the car. So we'll be anxious to see what that change did for him.
That 24 is a rocket. That 99 is a heat-seeking missile, I'm telling you.
And they're running two completely different lines, especially in 3 and 4. The 24 was close to the bottom. Carl Edwards in the 99 about 2/3 of the way up the racetrack.
Yeah, and that sucking noise that Jeff Gordon hears is that 99 sucking up to his back bumper. I like Carl's line. Nice high arc into the middle of the corner. Up high where there's nice, and there's a lot of grip up high off turn 2. You got to have a really, really good car to get off of that corner on the bottom like Jeff was earlier, but it looks like he's lost a little of that off of turn 2 now.
Looking back in the pack, Darrell, I mean, there's so much side by side here as Jimmie Johnson pulls up on Martin Truex. This is for 6th place.
Well, just like we mentioned, Jimmie Johnson knows that this race is winding down. We're getting close to 75 laps to go, and Steve, they can't mess around a long time.
No, they can't. And let me underscore Carl Edwards in the 99, Larry Mack. This morning I was talking to Chad Canals. Carl Edwards walked up. Chad Canals said, Carl, you're going to be good once this track gets loose. Carl said, yeah, I think I will. Good luck. As he walks away, Jimmie Johnson walks up, and Jimmie said, Chad, what was Carl talking about? Chad said, he said you didn't have anything for him.
See, that's what you got to, that's motivation for a driver. You gotta pit your driver against the other guy.
Jeff Burton and David Gilliland racing for 16th place had a close encounter of the Fontana kind.
Woo, 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 woo. Kind of interesting to me that Jeff Burton was high riding here until he smacked that fence. Now he looks like a bottom feeder. So I ain't getting back up there no more.
You know, when you look at David Gilliland there, the 38 car, this is absolutely a home game for him. He was born and raised in nearby Riverside, California, now living in the Charlotte, North Carolina area.
I loved Riverside. Goodness gracious, when you talk about San Bernardino County and racetracks in this area, I loved Riverside.
Jimmie Johnson in that 48 car continues to march towards the front. This is a battle for 5th with Casey Kane in that 9 Budweiser car.
I raced at Riverside 2 years, Larry, before I found out it was paved.
You stayed off-road a little bit.
But you could do it there. That's what made it so much fun.
9-turn road race course. Scene of a lot of great NASCAR battles.
Well, we used to open our season there.
Right, January.
Back in the day.
I think Dan Gurney won that June race 4 years in a row.
121. Yep. Wasn't that the number?
Yeah, second Wood Brothers car.
Yeah.
As another California driver, Jimmie Johnson battles Kane, and he's not going to get 5th place. You know, the Roush cars, we've talked about Edwards and Kansas 2nd and 3rd. Dick Berggren, how about the Biff? He's now slid to 14th.
Well, last night, Biff was the guy to beat, Mike. He was running up front. The car was a little bit tight last night. But as the weather has changed, Biffle's car has gotten extremely loose. He just came on the radio after the last pit stop and said the car is as loose as it has been all day and all night. He can barely hang on. What a difference a day makes.
I tell you what, I've been watching this little battle right here. David Reagan in the 6 car. Now remember, Roush Fenway, of the 15 races here, they've won 5 of these races, and David Reagan needs a good run. He made a mistake at Daytona last week, and he's trying to redeem himself just with a good solid run and keep that car looking just that way for another 71 laps.
Actually, David Reagan needs a good year. You know, had a kind of rough year as a rookie last year. Everybody thinks this kid's got a lot of potential, me included, but he just needs to kind of get himself together, get his composure, and put some good finishes together. And I see a car slow off turn 4 headed to pit road.
It's Kyle Petty, I think, in the 45 car. We got a report that he was possibly leaking brake fluid. Now we got a battle for the lead. There goes Carl Edwards in that 99 again, working on Jeff Gordon in the 24.
Now Carl likes to put a, you know, he's an old dirt racer. He might just put an old slide job on the 24 here. I think Jeff's smart enough to know he's a little bit better than I am.
Thanks to all of you who voted and continue to vote for what we should name the Gopher Cam. Like Chris Myers, Gopher Cam has the day off today, but Carl Edwards said, well, if you need a name, you can use Carl. If nobody else steps up, that's okay with me. And of course, Carl Spackler was the groundskeeper in Caddyshack. So Carl is one of the contenders. And if you'd like to name the Gopher, Log on to foxsports.com, keyword Gopher Cam. What's the leading contending name right now?
Digger.
Digger.
Digger, yeah.
We still kind of like Deuce, and
Yes,
we like
do.
Hilly. But
I'm pretty partial to Hilly. And I won't tell you why, but I'm pretty partial to Hilly.
And it's a shame Drano's taken by our cameraman, erstwhile cameraman, Michael Dranos, but that's okay too.
the lead on the battle on the left, that is a battle for the 4th position with Kyle Busch in the 18, Jimmy Johnson in the 48, that just went by Casey Kane in the 9.
Krista, how about our leader?
Well, he kind of is like a gopher today. One of the hardest working guys out there, that being Carl Edwards. And it was just a few laps ago, though, that he got on the radio to his spotter, Jason Hedleski, and said, Jason, can you check my right side? I think I may have kissed the wall. Jason said, no, it looks fine. But you guys were talking about that high arc he's taken. He may have taken it too high.
Hey, Krista, he's got slight damage over the right rear tire, but it didn't hurt. It didn't even rub the letters off the tire.
Edwards has 6 top 6 finishes in 7 races here, 29th last February. So 6 out of 7 in the top 6. And Kyle Petty's car is being pushed to the garage, where he will join Casey Mears and Sam Hornish.
So we've got 40 of our starters still out there with only 68 laps to go.
You know, as we watch this race and these cars kind of rub the wall and keep on going, I can't wait to get to Darlington.
Or Bristol.
Yeah, or
wow.
well, Darlington,
Yes.
you know, the Darlington stripe, and this car's going to be like it was back in the day. Just lean it up against the wall and gas it.
Well, we've had cars get Darlington stripes at Daytona and now at California and probably at Las Vegas and Atlanta before we get to Bristol.
I'd say you're right.
What, Kyle Busch in that green interstate car, he just will not go away on the high side of Jimmy Johnson.
There's one thing you know about him. He is tenacious. He's like a bulldog, man. He gets hold of you, breaks his leg and won't let go. I was telling you yesterday, it reminds me a lot of Earnhardt. You used to pass him, and as soon as you pass him, you say, now why did I do that?
Reminds me a lot of Buddy Baker.
Buddy
you know
Baker.
The title of Buddy's autobiography, Flat Out and Half Turned Over.
Yeah.
That's Kyle Busch.
Well, and Jeff made the observation. It's kind of reminded us of Tim Richmond a little bit.
Yes.
Kind of wild and crazy, but could really have great car control. Always having fun.
Yeah, there was Sideways and Loose, and there was Tim Richmond.
But while these guys have been going at it, Casey Kane in the 9 car, you see him on the bottom of the racetrack. He's pulled right back into this battle.
That 9's pretty good today, boys. He's just hanging around there at the front. A little pit strategy. Never know what might happen.
Jimmy Johnson took over 4th a lap ago. Kyle Busch coming back after him, and now Casey Kane in that picture, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
That's what I used to always say. I said when you pass Earnhardt, you'd say, now why did I do that? Because he would worry you to death.
He was not going to go away, was he?
You'd pass him and think, I'm done with him, and no, you just got your hands full.
I tell you what, this battle will not quit with these 3 race cars.
Oh,
You're riding with Jimmy Johnson right now.
Kind of all over the place, which is kind of neat about this joint.
Plenty of room to race. They could probably line up here 5 wide at 190 miles an hour.
Yeah,
no reason they couldn't.
We don't get all that excited about 3 wide here. 5, maybe.
Looks kind of like the 10 freeway.
Yeah, that's what we'll see at the end of this race. He'll come across here at the start-finish line 5 wide and handsome.
64 laps to go. Carl Edwards out in front of the Auto Club 500, powered by Q, by 1.6. Make that 2 seconds now over Jeff Gordon, Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, and Kyle Busch. We'll look a little further back.
Look at my man Harv. He's just riding along here and got himself up in the 7th spot. Got a pretty good run going here. You know, he could have won this race last year, Larry. Late in the day, he's got a shot at winning it and had a left front tire go flat coming to green on a with a few laps to go.
You know, Darrell, we were talking a while ago about finishing races. Right now, this 2019, they've been 45 consecutive races without a DNF. They've been running at the end of 45 consecutive races.
Steve?
Mike, the 29 car, they've been adjusting on that for Kevin Harvick, and he's been asking for rear grip, and it gets a little better every time they stop.
I'm proud of Harv. I'm telling you something. I've listened to some of the interviews he's done the last little bit here. kid has really, really matured as not only a driver, but as a great owner in the Craftsman Truck Series, in the Nationwide Series. I really like what he's doing, he and Delana.
And that's a lot to be said for a fellow who once had to sit out a race because he got parked by NASCAR for behavior.
I reckon he got the message.
Yep. Martin Truex running 8th, started 11th for DEI in his Chevrolet. And there's Tony the Tiger.
Is that smoke? Yeah.
Not from the car.
No.
That's Tony. Here's Dick.
Yeah, Tony started this race in 6th position, Mike, and last night he really struggled with the car. Wasn't happy with it anywhere, said the car was just not right. Got into the race today and they've adjusted on the car, and periodically he'll pick up another spot. So now he's in the 9th position, looking to gain a few more. Stewart is very, very good at this racetrack, and the team knows exactly what to do to get that car right. We've still got enough time for Tony Stewart to be a factor.
And I think it was either Matt or Krista reported yesterday or last night. Of all the races he's won, he's never won a race in the month of February. Just as we always know, he comes on about mid part of the season.
What I like about this track, Mike, it's kind of like a customized track. For whatever driver preference, whatever that driver has, you can adjust the car for him. If he wants to run her up against the rail, fine. If he wants to run around the bottom, be a bottom feeder, fine. There's a lot of things here that you can do to accommodate the driver, where if a track you just got one groove, you can't.
Ryan Newman led 3 laps today. That was about 40 laps ago for the Daytona 500 winner, and now Juan Pablo Montoya is tracking him down.
And we have not talked about Juan Pablo Montoya in this 42 car. They were so bad at the test out here back in late January. They brought a totally different race car back than what they tested here, either here or Las Vegas, and it's paying off because right now he started 21st and he's trying to crack the top 10. Remember, Ryan Newman about 30 laps ago smacked the wall off turn 2 with the right side.
Matt?
Mike, Donnie Wingle will tell you the biggest impact for this team has been the confidence this year in Juan Pablo Montoya, just learning this style of racing. He said last year Montoya wanted his cars just so tight, but they paid the price later in the run. He's more comfortable. He likes a much looser race car. That's what he's had most of today. It's now a little bit on the tight side as he's trying to get this team in contention to score his second 24-hour win of 2008. Remember, he won the Rolex 24 at Daytona.
Yeah, but Matt, that was a consecutive 24 hours.
But I get the message. I know what he's saying there.
Good point. Jeff Burton in 12th, and then Brian Vickers, who was one of Toyota's standard bearers last year, driving the Red Bull car. Vickers in 13th position right now, and he's running about half a lap off the lead, about 22 seconds back, but he's been a lead lap car just about all day.
But I tell you, while we've been documenting these guys, old cousin Carl in that 99 car, he is picking them up, laying them down. He's beating Jeff Gordon right now about 0.2 of a second a lap. He's moved out to about a 4.5 second lead, and we're about 15 laps away from what might be that final trip to pit road.
Carl's holding a pretty wheel right now, boys, and he's taking her in high and cutting her through the center and coming off fast.
Ooh, Jimmy Johnson flashes past Matt Kenseth. That's for 3rd place, but it looks as if, like Kenseth, maybe just let him go.
Go ahead.
Welcome back.